If you've taken any of my classes, you know that I use the phrase, keep moving forward. When I think about keep moving forward, I'm really talking about you leading yourself, about you taking action to get things done in your life. I think it's so important to have a positive mental attitude in everything that we do. So when it comes to project management, we have to think like a manager, which means get things done, but we need to act like a leader, which if we lead ourselves, we lead by example and we serve others. The idea of servant leadership, that we carry food and water for our team, that we make certain that our team has the information and the resources that they need to do their job. So let's take a look at it in this lecture, in this video, about thinking like a manager, but acting like a leader. One of the key concepts that we have to think about in management is inaction. The reality is there's no such thing as inaction. When you're waiting on a decision, when you have team members that are on the bench, when you are waiting for anything in your project, that is something. Time does not pause. Time moves forward. Someone is paying for the labor, even if they're not being productive. So inaction is really action. It's just not productive or effective action. In our personal life, we have to define our wants and our needs. Needs are things that we must have in our life. Wants are things that we would like to have in our life. Well, in project management, we do this as well. We can use an approach called MOSCOW, M-O-S-C-O-W, where we have must have, should have, could have, would be nice to have. So we are categorizing what are our requirements down to things that we would like to have, but maybe not right now. So when we define our wants and needs, we really are talking about what's most important to least important in business value. Just like in our life, we're thinking about what's most important to least important as to what do we value? What are our values in our life? How many times have you said or thought, I know what to do, but I don't always do it? So there are often reasons why we don't do the things that we know we should be doing, whether that's those reports or sending that email or having that difficult conversation. Well, there's a concept that I love from Mark Twain. That's basically if you had to eat a frog every day, you eat the frog first, that you get it over with. Well, it's so important in project management to go to the things that we dread doing and we get them done. And then generally, it's not as bad as we imagine, and the rest of our day is going to be a lot better because that's the worst thing, like eating that frog, that we're going to end up doing that day. So often we need to tackle the things that we don't want to do. That's probably the things that we should be doing. So I'll ask you a real simple question. What should you be doing today? All of us have things in our life that we're dreading doing. I know that I hate doing tax work. I hate doing the finance work, the accounting work. But that deadline's coming. I have to get it done. And like a toothache, the longer you wait, probably the worse it's going to be. So same in our projects. There are things that we may be dreading doing, but it's things that we know that we should do, that we must do. And the longer that we wait, the bigger the problem it's going to be. So I challenge you today to take action. You know what you should do? Take action and go get it done. Probably not as bad as you think it's going to be. When we think like a manager, but act like a leader, one of the key ways we can do this is Kaizen. Kaizen is really two Japanese words where Kai is change and Zen is good. What Kaizen's all about is we take small incremental steps to get to an end result. So if you wanted to train for a marathon, you would do this, that. You would have to train. You couldn't go out tomorrow and run those 26.2 miles. Maybe some of you could, but we would need training. And so how we begin, if you've never ran a marathon before, we might start off by running a half a mile. And then the next day we run 5/8, and then a little more. And every weekend your mileage count would go up and up and up until we were strong enough and prepared enough to tackle that 26.2 miles. It would be a lot easier to do through those small incremental steps than taking that all on at one time. So I challenge you to think like a manager, get things done, but act like a leader to take small steps to get big changes in your life and in your project. Thanks for tuning in. Keep moving forward.